isn't. It's your why to grow your economy is about so much more. Today I have a different and we're going to have a different conversation. For those of you who don't know me, I am Dr. Eve. I am the leader of the Grow Your Economy community right here on YouTube. And I'm very excited because here on my channel we talk about all things living well, sustainability, and building a strong home economy. And this topic is really near and dear to me. And while I'm here in the greenhouse today, I am going to be potting up some cilantro, some broccoli, and the last of the basil. Even though I have so much of it, I'm going to be potting these up for my community. It's very, very important to remember that we are in this together. And in order to build community, how do we build a strong home economy as we build strong community? So I'm really, really excited about that today. But I want to talk with you about today's topic, which is the why isn't about kale, chicken, or mason jars. It's about refusing to hand over the keys to your survival and dignity. It's so critical in this time and climate that we are living in that we be intentional about growing our economies. Let me just say that and be really, really clear to avoid handing over the keys to our dignity and survival to others, right? So there are four things I want to talk about today. Four things that I want to hit specifically because it gives meaning to the concept of grow your economy. Number one, the word control. When you think about growing your community or your when you think about growing your economy, you get to control what that looks like. You get to set the pace instead of waiting on broken supply chains, employers, or other markets that don't have your best interests. Let me say that again. Number one is the advantage of control. You get to set the pace instead of waiting for broken supply chains, employers, or markets that don't have your back. Number one. Number two of four is resilience. What does that mean? For every jar canned, every seed that you save, every skill that you learn is a hedge against the chaos that we see happening here in the world. That is so critical. Let me repeat that. Your resilience, every jar canned, every seed saved, every skill learned, is a hedge against the chaos in the current climate. This is why it's so critical for us to just begin right where we are with one pot, one seed, one pot, one plant to one plot. Okay? That is so critical for us to just start right where we are. I don't care if we're living out of an RV, in a car, in a HOA, or whatever those things are. We are not crippled by the system because we can grow off the rooftop of a car. Have you not heard of that before? Growing off if you have, I'm going to be showing y'all some things because I think it's critically important that even as we travel down the roads, you might have to leave your home. You don't know what catastrophe might be up the road or something headed for us that we aren't planned for, but you must be able to continue to grow no matter what. Number three is legacy. What you build doesn't stop with you. It feeds your children and the community around them. Because remember, we are building community. What's it to feed yourself and not feed the community? That is not what God taught us, was to take care of one another. And then the fourth one is your freedom. When your bills, your food, your well being aren't tied to someone else's system. Think about it. None of this is tied to someone else's system. The seeds I carry in my backpack, my go bag, are not tied to someone else's system. The small jar and the little bit of water that I carry as emergency to grow sprouts in my go bag doesn't tie me to a system. It ties me to the seeds, that the determination that I have to for my survival. It's very, very critical that we understand that. Let's turn this down. So again, your freedom, let's cover that. Your freedom, when your bills, your food, your well-being aren't tied to someone else's system, you get to choose how you spend your time and your energy. So let's review that one more time. The four keys to why you should grow your economy that are so critical in this climate and any other climate for that matter is control. You get to set the pace instead of waiting on broken supply chains, employers, or markets that don't have your best interests. Number two, resilience. Every jar you can, every seed you save, every skill you learn is a hedge against the chaos that we see every single day. Number three, legacy. What you build doesn't stop with you. It finds and it feeds your children and your community around them. So significance. Legacy is about what you leave for the next generation, right? And number four, again, freedom. When your bills, your food, your well being aren't tied to someone else's system, you get to choose how you spend your time and energy. It's less about making more and more about keeping what you already have, protecting it, multiplying it, and passing it forward. Hey there, Evelyn. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So while we are in the greenhouse today, I'm going to show you a few things, all right, about resilience. I'm going to show you a few things about keeping more. I'm going to show you because I believe in being the example, modeling what I expect from other people. So again, I'm Dr. Eve. I am by trade a health and human service educator, researcher, author, all the things that God has allowed me to become. I use all of those things to help my community to become more resilient, to become what it needs to become beyond systems. Right? So, what I have in my here today, I am potting up some cilantro that I grew in a bunch. And the reason why I wanted to show you this is because you don't have to grow one seed at a time. You can grow multiple seeds at a time, right? I grew literally put some seeds in a pot, one pot, right? I'm going to wet this down because both of them are kind of dry. I just took them out of the tent. I use a little tent to grow them in so that they I don't want to so that they grow together, and I grow a lot of them at one time. So what I don't want to do is break the roots off by in the soil that's not dampened. So we're just going to wet that down real good, and then we're going to talk about it. Right, number one, it's broccoli season, everybody. It's green leafy vegetable season. And that means your brassicas, all your collards, broccoli, cauliflower, all the spinach, kohlrabi, all the beautiful things that you can grow during the fall, during the cold months, that won't be affected as badly when you're trying to grow them in the summer. They grow better in the into the fall and into the winter months. So I grew in my little small little greenhouse because What on this channel, what I want us to focus on is not big lands, not lands. We don't want to, even though I have a homestead. But my calling is to reach those who don't have that these things, who don't have the land that we have. So how do we begin to process? How do we still grow food even if we don't, right? Well, you do that by starting right where you are, right? The most important thing for every human at this point in the crossroad is to eat, right? Is to grow something that will provide you nutrition, even if that something is sprouts, right? Because at the end of the day, if you're hungry and can get sprouts, you're going to get a bunch of vitamins just from eating green leafy vegetables, which is also why it's so important for you to begin preparing your palate, learning, ingesting less, really beginning to tell your body what to do so that it's more satisfied with the things that will be available, right? So I buy seeds, and not only buy seeds, but I also harvest my seeds in abundance. So last year I harvested my broccoli. I have a bunch of seeds, and these are some broccoli sprouts, and I'm getting ready to pot these up. I have some broccoli back here that I'm doing in succession, but my community needs vegetables as well. So today, what I'm going to do is what I do, very simple. I don't make no big deal about it. We don't spend a whole lot of money about it. We just get some seeds and some cups, okay? Some seeds and some cups, and I'm going to put some holes in the bottom, right? And we're going to we're going to get some soil. Where's my oh, I forgot to bring my I'm sorry, y'all. I got to grab my hold on. I got to grab my oh, here it is. I'm sorry. It's right here. So we're going to, I try to keep things organized so I don't have to go all over the place. So I have already mixed some soil as well because I want to keep a mixed soil so that we can have some soil that's already pre-mixed, right? That I put some good vitamins in. I put some permalite in. I've put some vermiculite in. The perlite is simply for aeration, to keep air, within the content, within the soil that you're planting in. I put vermiculite in there to retain moisture so that when I do plant in something like this, we know that because it's not the ground, it will dry out quickly. So with putting vermiculite in there, it retains the moisture. Okay, so we're going to just grab, and I always keep things kind of ready, set, go. This is already soil, it's already wet, it's nice and really good soil, and you can take a look at it. Really good soil, already prepared and ready to go. So what I do is I go ahead and fill that cup up, and this is how you can prepare plants to grow even on your patio. Like I said, here on this channel, we're talking to our those who travel in RVs, those who are traveling in a car, if you have to get on the road and leave or don't have a home, if you have all you have is a patio and a bag, um, if all you have is a patio, maybe you live in an HOA and you cannot plant in your backyard. It is important for us to address the needs that we have, right? So what I'm going to now do is, because I've already made this soil nice and moist, I'm going to go ahead and squeeze this soil out of here. And then first of all, what I'm going to do is drain this because I want to use this little planter. I have plenty of them. That's why I put a lot of, yesterday we cleaned our greenhouse out yesterday so we could stock up. And I'm going to put that water right back in there. Why? Because I can use it again, right? We don't waste. So what I'm going to do now is take this soil out of here. And we're going to go ahead and look at the roots. And as you can see, there's already roots in the soil. Let me bring it closer. As you can see, the roots are already growing here in the bottom. It's already reaching. And all we have to do is just brush the soil away because we really just want to get to the seedling, right? We just want to get to the seedling and separate them and put them into separate pots because we want to grow some more broccoli. We want to keep growing. We want to grow as much as we want to grow, right? And as you can see, it has nice roots on it for those of you who are here. Now, what do I do next with this? I'm going to take this and I'm going to take this seedling and I'm going to lay it into my cup because what I want to do is I want to plant this all the way up to this stem area right here. I want to plant it. So I'm going to go ahead and lay it because I want to make sure I get all of that down into the soil up to the first leaves, right? The first, like the true leaves. So now we have true leaves. So I have planted up to the true leaf now, right? So now I can, if I continue doing this, then I'm going to have a bunch of broccoli plants. And as you can see, well, we get great sun here. Sometimes you might have to sit it outside, and I did that last year where I brought a container. I brought one of those plastic containers, which y'all have seen me use around here a lot. Plastic containers, and I used the top. I used the top to hold my plants, and then I put the dome of the plastic container. Let me show you what I'm talking about, because I don't want y'all to be confused. Okay, these containers right here. I buy these containers right here, and they have a top on them. I use the top to hold the plants, and then I put this like a humidity dome over top of the plants. And I will show you an example of how I'm going to do that as I am planting these plants out. So we have one that's planted already. Now we have another one. So I want to show you something that we usually don't put them out until we get two of or break these leaves off. These are not the true leaves. This was the seed that emerged, okay? These are the leaves from the seed. This is the root, and this is the true leaves. And as you can see, I'm starting to get a second set of true leaves. I don't remove these until I get my second set. Then, of course, I want to remove these because I don't want energy placed into growing these leaves when I need that energy to grow these new leaves, okay? So again, like I shared with you, I'm going to lay this down in over this cup. What I want to do is immerse this as far into the soil as I can get it in there because I want that seedling. Okay, the top of the seed broke off, and then I'm going to put a little more soil in there. Okay, I try to keep it nice and neat in my grow space because I don't function well in an unorganized state. So we are doing that. So if you are enjoying this, please like and subscribe. So we have another plant. Oops, but guess what I forgot to do? I forgot to put the holes, but because I'm using this little prong, I can always go back. You want to make sure that you are giving it some nice holes to drain when you get ready to water, right? So now we have, let's move that, and let's move that because it's wetting everything. That's the cilantro. This is the broccoli. This is the leftover basil. But I have so much basil that we're not going to be doing basil. We're going to give to community because I have so much, but we still have a lot of time to grow basil. So we have one out of that one planting of seeds, we have four, three. Oh, this one's really strong. It was taking all the nutrients. We have four, five, six. We're back in the soil now, right? We want to keep our roots together. That's a small one, but baby, we plant the small ones too because those small ones just get bigger, right? And then so we've had at least we have one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine plants, right? We have nine plants. And I want y'all to check this out because we're going to plant another one. We're going to plant all of these together. Like I said, we put some holes in the bottom of my cup because I want to make sure I'm getting some. I can drain. You want to drain. You want to make sure that you don't leave your plant to root rot, okay? So fill your cup up. Fill it up. Good soil. And then we're going to take this next plant. As you can see, it's a much bigger plant. And we're going to go ahead and plant this. Okay, we're going to lay it over. Oh, wait, it's got another plant attached to it. We're going to lay it over. And what we want to do is get this as far into this cup as we can. Okay? Now, we're positioning it to grow, right? So that's three. Now, broccoli is a single headed plant, so it can only one plant, and for dinner it won't go very far, right? That's why I really like to plant greens that keep stuff that cut and come again because it keeps coming back, right? All right, so we have another plant. We're gonna do another one. And remember what I showed you. This is the true leaf. No, this is the seed, the leaves from the seed. This is true leaves, right? And we have one, two, three true leaves, right? So if you are traveling down the road, if you are traveling, or if you're living in an HOA and you want to be able to grow food, you have to, first of all, have seeds. You may want to start in a cup. I'm going to show you one day how I'm growing kale right in my windowsill in my kitchen. But maybe you don't have a kitchen. Maybe what you have is a car. You know, um, maybe you can a lighting system. Maybe there's a light that you can buy because there are lights, and I'll show you what those look like because I have an abundance of them. You can buy a lighting system to go inside your car. Listen, we ain't making no excuses about growing food over here because I want everybody who's a living body to be able to grow food, okay? Hey baby. All right, so we take this and now we're going to immerse this into this cup, right? All right, everybody. We want everybody to be able to grow food, no matter where you live, whether you're homeless. There are many homeless people these days. Baby, to be homeless is to live on someone's couch, in a home that doesn't belong to you, in a car. Maybe a lot of people are resorting to RVs. I want to be able to travel. My car is positioned to be able to live out of in case of an emergency because I don't want to ever be in a position where I think that, home is actually safe because I've lost three homes to natural disasters. Okay, so for me, it's a personal thing. It's a personal lived experience that makes me empathetic towards what people don't have or no, makes me empathetic first to say to myself, my glass is half full, not half empty. Because if I was given life today, then I've been given grace and mercy to find the good in whatever is happening today. So you may have a little safe place like that where you that you've identified for yourself somewhere out there. Don't ever give up on yourself. Know that you can still grow. Maybe it's under a tree. Maybe you have a tree where you built a little garden in a tree house, a tree house garden. You know, if we get crafty about things, we have to use that kind of ingenuity, right? I'm just saying, we have to use that kind of ingenuity in this day and time and for our own survival. If you're liking this, please send a heart, a comment. I would love to know what your thoughts are. So that's number 4. So that's 4 broccolis we have potted up, and we have about 9 of these, because see, I want to make sure that my folks can come and grab some. Because I will put my tent up right out front for people to come and get food, okay, to get food to grow in on their patios, or in their on top, make a humidity dome, grow inside. You know, we don't sit, we ain't sitting around trying to figure out how we gonna do this. We figure everything is figure outable. I got that from my coach in the investor space. That everything, I believe, is figure outable, and that's what we're going to be doing in this day and time. So here we go. We have another plant, and for those of you who are might be just joining, this one has 2 sets of true leaves. Remember, we said that we want the root. This is brown, so this is the seed, um, the original leaves, but then we have some true leaves, right? These are the true leaves. So we want to get them in the soil because broccoli needs time to grow. It needs the leaves. When you can get those leaves to give them the proper sun and all the things that they need, then you are ahead of the curve, because broccoli can be really robust if you give it what it needs. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and cover that up. We didn't make it all the way up to the true leaves, so because the root was so long. So what I'm going to do is just add some more soil. I'm just going to add some more soil around it. Okay, I was studying about the broccoli this morning, and it was so interesting to see why some broccoli, the importance of how we pot and how we care for it, really determines how big and robust the broccoli heads get. So we can do things, all right. And I got to stop forgetting to put these holes in here, because I should have done that before I positioned this, but that's okay. We've done it, all right. So now we have 5. We have 5 broccoli, and we have, let's see what we have left. 1, 2, 3. These are very small, and I'm going to take my chance on them regardless, because we going to grow all of them, and you'll never know. The small one might come back and catch up with that big one, right? So we're going to go ahead and we have 4 more, and we're going to go ahead and put these holes in here, right? I'm just using a clamp for what I use from my cloth, my weed cloth. Okay, they more than one purpose. My grandmother always said it has more than one purpose, or there's more than one way to do it, right? So we have 3, and we have 1 more. That would give us 4. All right. So another thing, while I'm at it, that I want you to be thinking about, while you're here, I want you to be thinking about having a system. We are have been seeing a lot of information about the weather changes in our area, and one of the things that I use when I camp is I use a weather radio. Weather radios are awesome to have because they will work when there is no communication. This particular radio system that I'm using It's called the Solar Crank. I am not an affiliate for this. Um, I may maybe I will partner with them. If so, I will leave the link in my description. But this is a great radio system that you can use
Degrees,
that
the dew
gets
point
all.
61, and the relative humidity 45%. The wind was southwest at 12 miles an hour. The pressure was 29.92.
It gets five different weather. It has seven different bands, seven different weather bands, not just ours, but it has others international weather as well. So it has the weather band, FM, AM, solar. It also powers by lithium. It powers by battery. It has AM, FM radio. It also has solar. As you can see right here, it has a solar panel, so it can charge just by solar. It also has a compass, and that's why I love it, because it's really good for when you're camping, because you can actually put this on your on your bag, your in your camping gear, and it has the hook and everything for it to just hang off of, so that you can visually see, where you are, on the compass. It also has USB, where you can plug it into your solar battery to charge as well, which will charge much faster. And it also has a panic button that you can use, SOS, right? It also has a light on it, which you can use as a reading light right here, that is powered by solar. And one other thing, it has some kind of brightener. Oh, headlight, your headlight. So it's a wonderful, it's not a gadget, y'all. I see this as, my husband had one back when we went camping, but his wasn't as good of quality as this one is. And so I'm saying that we are living in some times where we must, again, I lost 3 homes to hurricane, to emergency situations. And so I don't play about preparedness, okay? So make sure you have one, for your safety and for your family. We're going to continue potting these up, and then, like I said, if I decide to partner with them, the link will be in the description. All right, which I'm hoping that we'll get approval to do, right? But we know that we have to get approvals to do that. All right, so here we go. Another pot up. Here is again the roots. These are the new leaves. No, these are the seed leaves, and these are the true leaves, right? So again, we're putting this in some good rich soil, and we want to get this as far down in there as we can, right? I like to go as far as the I like to go as far as the new leaves, to give it strength, to strengthen the root and the stem. And so just like that, we have a couple more, and then we're going to be done, because baby is heating up in this little greenhouse out here. It is not joking. It's kind of warm. The sun is getting ready to come, and that's good, because I'm gonna let them sit right here in this sun. We will do the cilantro a little later. I'm gonna go grab some water. But we are going to plant another one. We have several. Actually, we have more than that. So I'm taking a chance on planting this little thing, but it's worth a chance, baby. It was a seed. It was a seed that sprouted, and I'm going to give it a chance to thrive, all right? And that's what we're in the business of doing, is we're going to see when I come back and show y'all how it's doing. You're going to be like, that little thing, yep, it might grow bigger than the rest of these. You never know, right? So give it a chance. Give it a chance. Try your skill. Learn a new skill. Today we're kicking in our survival skills to be able to plant, whether we are on an RV, a car, a SUV, a HOVA, whatever those things are. We are not posing any limitations on our ability to grow food. Okay, I will be coming back with some different techniques that I think that will help you as you are on this journey, because I too am preparing to be mobile. So there you go. Make sure you have holes, so that you have good drainage. All right. All right. So oh, the little mosquitoes are coming out. So sometimes when you start messing with the soil, though, the mosquitoes will definitely come out to play. Um, but I make a cream for them. Hold on just a second, because we don't play about mosquitoes biting us. All right, I'm back. So I have made a cream. I make all of my creams from vegan, from plant based, and this is gonna keep the bugs off of me. It has oil. It has lemongrass, which is the top feature. I'm gonna slap some of that on my back, and so that they don't, give them a reason to land, right? They don't like the smell of that lemongrass, but we love the smell of lemongrass. It's such a beautiful smell. I made five. I made a batch of this back in the spring, and I'm telling you, it lasted me all summer. So I'm super excited. All right, so we just have a couple more of these to plant up. Let's see what we got. No, do we have? Yeah, one more, it looks like. And this little baby right here, we don't know, but we going to plant it. We're going to give it some space to grow, baby, and we're going to plant it deep, too, and see what happens. We are not playing about our food. We're going to plant it down in there and let it do what it do. All right? And then we have one more that I didn't see in here that I'm looking and I'm seeing now. So we're going to do one more cup, and we're going to pot it up. And we got cilantro. You know, cilantro is also medicinal. I use it as a metal remover. I make tinctures out of it to have drops every single morning to remove metals from my body, because metals are where parasites hide to keep you from exterminating them. So we also want to make sure that we are preparing things that will help us to take good care of our bodies. Okay, and that's one of them. All right. So let me see. We got a little barrier there, and we don't need any of those. We got these really new little babies trying to grow, and I love, I love showing you all how to grow this food. All right. So there we are. And now we have, what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab another tray. I'm going to empty this soil back. This is the soil I use to get the seeds going. All right. This is what I use to get the seeds going. I'm going to put that soil back in. I'm going to grab a drain tray. I use these for making my microgreens. And I'm going to place that there, and I'm going to place these on here, so when I water, the plants don't sit in water either, that the water will go through, just like it will have an easy drain. So we sit these here. We're going to let them just collect up some of this good sun. Let's see if we can get them all up here. We're going to let them get some good sun, because the greenhouse is warming up, and we want to make sure that we have them in a great place to thrive. So I hope that you enjoyed the potting up of the broccoli. As I said before, we are Grow Your Economy community. I am a researcher, an author, and by trade, a health and human service educator. And here on my channel, we talk about all things living well. But more specifically, I want to hone in on those who actually may have problem areas, and problem areas would be restrictions on growing. Um, you know, and examples of restrictions would be HOAs, it would be homelessness, it would be RVs, camping, and or SUVs, cars, homeless. It would be those areas which I focus more specifically on because everybody doesn't have land, right? And you don't have to have acres to grow food. I'm Dr. Eve, everyone. I hope that you enjoyed this video. Have the most amazing day in whatever you do. Do not let anyone get in the way on your journey as you become in this season. Have a great day. Bye for now.